Hey everybody, that was super awesome. I just recorded half of this video and then realized I wasn't actually recording it. So anyway, we're going to talk about follow-up to a post I made in the group recently about yo-yo dieting, why it's bad for you. Yo-yo dieting is basically a cycle of weight gain and loss over time, and a lot of men and women have this happen or employ this in their lives, and we're going to talk about today why it's detrimental to your health to adopt more lifestyle changes as opposed to yo-yo dieting, and how imperative that is to your health in 10 different ways. If that's you, just recognize it. Don't feel bad. 30% of women and 10% of men have done it, and so we just need to get it under control so that we can ensure we're not putting ourselves at risk for a few things. And here are the 10 things you may be putting yourselves at risk for. So an increased appetite during yo-yo dieting leads to more weight gain over time. And basically when you are losing fat, you decrease your levels of leptin. Leptin is a hormone that helps you feel full. In normal circumstances, leptin is released into your bloodstream and tells your body that there's energy stores available and signals you to eat less. But as you lose fat, leptin decreases and your appetite increases. So that leads to increased appetite, and then while the body's trying to resupply depleted energy stores. So there's also a loss of muscle mass during short duration dieting because it causes the body there's a decrease of muscle mass during dieting, which causes your body to conserve energy. And when most people use a short-term diet to lose weight or crash diet, they regain about 30 to 65% of that lost weight in a year. Does that sound familiar? Like 1 in 3 people on crash diets end up heavier before they started. And so that's kind of the peak of the yo-yo diet, right? So now you're sitting at the peak going, oh my God, I've gained all this weight. I need to lose this weight. So yo-yo dieting then leads to a increased percentage of body fat, which a lot of studies have proven. And during the weight gain phase of that yo-yo dieting, your fats regain more easily than muscle masses. So that can result in your body fat percentage increasing over multiple cycles of crash dieting. And it's way more pronounced following a weight loss diet than with more subtle and sustainable lifestyle choices. And the best kind of fat comes with that is belly fat, which I even noticed in myself as a competitor, going from 145 pounds to 120 pounds and doing this cycle and not losing the weight gradually, not dieting back from a contest. You can really, really screw up your body. It can also lead to muscle loss. And during weight loss diets, the body's muscle mass is lost as well as fat being lost. But because fat is more easily gained than muscle after weight loss, it can lead to more loss of muscle over time. Muscle loss during dieting also leads to decreased physical strength, and the only way to combat that is to employ exercise, including weight training. So this is why we talked about, we're taking on this new lifestyle change. We also need to add some exercise. This exercise stimulates or signals your bodies to grow muscle, even when the rest of your body is slimming down. So during weight loss, also your dietary protein needs increase, and you need to eat enough quality protein to help reduce muscle loss. We want to lose fat here. And so that's why I've always subscribed to protein shake after working out, 20 grams of protein with dinner, all these types of things you hear me say. And there are studies that show that adults who consume protein supplements as they're losing weight lose less muscle mass. So we don't want to be flapping in the breeze. We want to still be strong but have less body fat. Weight gain, as we're rebounding on the yo-yo, it leads to a fatty liver. Fatty liver means that your body's storing excess fat inside the liver cells. And obesity is, just as an aside, a risk factor of developing a fatty liver, and gaining weight puts you particularly at risk. So fatty liver is associated with changes that the liver metabolizes. It changes in the way that your liver metabolizes fats and sugars, which can also increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. It can also lead to chronic liver failure, which is known as cirrhosis of the liver. A lot of people associate cirrhosis of the liver with alcoholism. However, several cycles of weight gain and weight loss can cause fatty liver, which causes cirrhosis. Not pretty. An increased risk of diabetes. Great. We need to stop yo-yoing. There's a review of a lot of studies that show yo-yo dieting predicted type 2 diabetes in like 4 out of 17 studies. Participants regained weight after 28 days of weight loss, and it came up mostly as belly fat, which is more likely to lead to diabetes than when it's stored in other locations. There's also increased insulin levels in some cases, which can be an early sign of diabetes. It's probably most increased in people who end up at a higher weight than before they started dieting. So this cycle, right? We're seeing it. There's an increased risk of heart disease. So weight cycling, yo-yo dieting, rebound dieting has been associated with coronary artery disease, and which is a condition where the arteries supply blood to the heart become very narrowed. So weight gain, even more than being overweight, increases the risk of heart disease. There have been the risk changes depending on the swing of the weight. So the more weight you lose and the more weight you regain through rebound yo-yo dieting is going to increase your risk. It can increase your blood pressure. Weight gain, including rebound weight gain and yo-yo dieting, increases your blood pressure, and the effect can linger for years, but it will fade over time if you stop crash dieting. And then, there's a couple of psychological things that happen. It can cause frustration in you to be on a yo-yo diet. It can be super frustrating to see all the hard work you put into losing weight vanish during the rebound phase of weight gain. And a lot of adults who employ yo-yo dieting, crash dieting, report that they feel dissatisfied with their health, with their lives, or whatever. And they also report that they feel like they're out of control. And that's not a great way to live. That's why we need a lifestyle that we can manage and love, not to feel like we're in prison and living with peaks and valleys that are crazy. There hasn't been any correlation directly in any studies that I found so far that are related to depression or negative personality traits, but, and that distinction is important. If you have trouble with yo-yo dieting in the past, don't feel defeated, guilty, whatever it is, you just need to keep on trying to attain that lifestyle as opposed to a certain weight goal or whatever it is. You might have tried some diets or whatever that didn't help you achieve long-term results, and that's not a personal failure. It's just a reason to try something else. But always remember that the crash diet thing isn't going to work. If you want to follow something, it needs to be a lifestyle change. It's not, I'm going to do this for 30, 60, 90 days to get to the beach and then crash. It's detrimental to your health, and it's horrible to do to your body to live like that. Ninth point, it might actually be worse to yo-yo diet than stay overweight. Losing weight, of course, improves your heart health, reduces your risk of diabetes, boosts your physical fitness. It can also reverse fatty liver, improve your sleep, reduce the risk of cancer, improve your mood, extend the length and quality of your life. So there's a ton of reasons, no pun intended, to lose weight. But in contrast, weight gain is basically the entire opposite. And yo-yo dieting kind of falls somewhere in between. So of course it's not as harmful as gaining weight, but it's worse than losing weight and keeping it off. So it's pretty controversial as to whether or not yo-yo dieting is worse for you than maintaining a steady overweight weight. But there aren't enough studies that agree that I can cite to you at the moment, but it could be a possibility. And there's a bit of difficulty in the research because a lot of the researchers are saying that they don't know why the participants are cycling weight changes, and there might be some other lifestyle or medical conditions that shorten lifespans, and so the study isn't really that thorough yet. And the last point, short-term thinking prevents long-term lifestyle changes. So, most diets, like a challenge that we'll do, even set a prescription for a bunch of rules. You follow for a set period of time, usually to meet some kind of weight goal or weight loss goal or health goal. And then once you finish the diet, it's like, well, what do I do next? And this is where you can rebound and gain more weight than you began with. So because the body increases appetite and holds on to fat stores during dieting, way too often, temporary diets become self-defeating because they just create temporary improvements, and then followed by weight gain and a ton of disappointment, which doesn't have to be that way if you're prescribed a healthy lifestyle change. So you need to break the lifestyle temporary change and temporary success and stop thinking in terms of a diet and start thinking about lifestyle. So for here, some last minute tips for long-term weight loss are eating healthy foods, vegetables, nuts, fruits, all those things that we've been eating during our challenge. Avoid junk food like chips and sugar, which we've been doing during our challenge. Limiting starchy foods like potatoes, starches that have really no nutritional value. Find something that you enjoy doing that's physical activity. Ride a bike, go for a jog, do a fitness class, go smash some weights, do a yoga class, whatever it is, get out and exercise. And also another thing we've been talking about is getting good night's sleep. That's 6 to 8 hours a night. We need to be able to get that in order to have our body systems function properly. And also limiting the amount of television that you're taking in, and or at least exercising while you're watching TV, because it's a huge time waster. It makes it hard for us to sleep, and we could be doing other more productive things. Every once in a while, sure, is a treat, but it's kind of like a piece of cake to me, television. Haven't had one in a very long time. When you make permanent lifestyle changes to promote healthy weight, healthy body image, you can have permanent success and break that yo-yo cycle if you're on it right now. And it's important to think about all of these things. There's studies done with overweight women showing that when a lifestyle intervention has been employed to designed to promote gradual and consistent weight loss over time, it was equally as effective in women with or without a history of yo-yo dieting. So we're talking about lifestyle, right? Even if you've had difficulty keeping off weight in the past, making long-term choices are going to help you out. So the bottom line is yo-yo dieting is a cycle of short-term changes in eating and activity. For those reasons, it only leads to short-term benefits. So, after you lose weight, your appetite increases, your body hangs on to fat, that leads to weight gain, and many dieters end up back where they started or worse. So just this big circle. It can increase your body fat percentage at the expense of muscle loss, strength loss, and it can cause fatty liver, high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. Okay, we've went through all of this already. So to break that frustrating cycle, you need to make small, manageable, permanent lifestyle changes instead of crash dieting, crash exercising, whatever it is. These kinds of changes over time are going to prolong your life, they're going to improve your life, and they're going to allow you a lot more happiness and a sense of control. So if we're on the yo-yo diet, after our 30 days together, we're not done. That's just introducing the healthy lifestyle, okay? The holidays are here, so what? The holidays are here all the time. Junk food is here all the time. We only have one body. We only have one life. Let's live it to the fullest. Let's live healthfully, and let's ditch the yo-yo dieting. If you have any questions, as always, I'm here. Post below the video or post in the Facebook group or send me an email, whatever you like. Talk soon.